Well, good afternoon from our home offices here in Houston, Texas. Captain Patrick Worley back with you again. Again, as people will call us up or we start getting a lot of emails on a particular subject from new clients especially, we think it's a good thing to have on this channel because again, pretty much everybody has the same questions. So what I'd like to talk about today for just a few moments is yachts in an LLC. As you probably know, there's a number of different entities. Your boat could be incorporated, a corporation, S-corporation partnership, especially if you have multiple owners, maybe two different people that are going to go in 50-50. LLC is generally kind of the preferred entity. But again, if you have a lawyer, if you have legal concerns in your particular state, you're going to want to address that with your lawyer. From a tax perspective, again, LLCs tend to be very popular, certainly the most popular in my experience. Those are often based in Florida, maybe Delaware, other states where they have little or no state income taxes. Little or no state income taxes. Why pay state income taxes, on $500,000 or $600,000 a year of income if you don't have to? So again, but the entity process is a little complex. A lot of times people will say, well, Patrick, can I just buy the boat in my name, right now, just to get it done, and then I'll form an LLC later? That's going to be a problem. First of all, it's a little bit of a bookkeeping issue to move from your name into the LLC name for tax return preparation concerns. That's kind of one issue. Another issue is if you're borrowing money, and we think that most of the time that's probably in your best interest. If you're borrowing money and you have a loan in your own name and you set up an LLC, well, the lender's going to have a problem with that. If you have an LLC ahead of time, then the LLC can apply for the ships and mortgage, and then again it'll be approved. There's a couple documents you have to sign to personally guarantee and little things like that, but it's just easier and cleaner. From a timing standpoint, if your vessel is going to be delivered maybe in October or November, you might want to go ahead and get the LLC set up now, right? Get a checking account set up. Maybe you're going to go on an exploratory cruise for a week in the BVI to have a look at that. Take some pictures maybe for your website. Go to some places that you think your guests may want to go. Maybe you're going to go to Croatia, Corfu, wherever. So having the LLC set up ahead of time guarantees you won't have any mortgage issues, and it also creates documentation, books and records that should begin right away. You're going to need business cards, again, maybe pay for a website, all those kinds of things. Why do that in your personal account and then have to try to somehow magically switch over to a business accounting towards the end of the year when your vessel arrives? So again, our advice is that you look into an LLC in a state, again, that's going to work for you. Again, the other kind of issue with an LLC is that you kind of want a business tax return to be completed and filed. There are people that I'm familiar with that have a yacht as a business, and if the yacht is in their own name, maybe they paid cash for it or they borrowed the money, and they're filing what's called a Schedule C. A Schedule C as a part of their normal 1040, their normal personal tax return. There's some liability issues there. DBA, you may be familiar with the word DBA, doing business as. We often call that an SP, a sole proprietorship. There's liability issues there. Let's be honest, business these days, we live in a very an environment with a lot of litigation in it. So beyond your common sense concerns, an LLC might attract a little bit less attention. Now, I will say this in closing. Recently, I was at the Miami show, and I heard several yacht brokers who did not know what they were talking about mention very casually to their prospective boat buyer that if the vessel is owned by an LLC, it is automatically a business. First of all, that's absolutely not true. But worse, people I think that make that mistake and they're under that impression. Now remember, they're getting tax advice or legal advice from a boat broker. Nothing wrong with boat brokers, they're wonderful people. I work with them all the time, but the good ones are not giving tax or legal advice. So again, the entity does not automatically make anything. By the way, the word automatically is not in the IRS jargon. It's not in their codes where if you do something, then automatically something occurs. Certainly not in the construction, again, of a proper yacht business, and of course its operation. And by the way, its eventual exit, as I spoke about the other day. So again, hope that helps. Hope that straightens out some of the issues. If it doesn't, or you have a question in your own particular circumstances, then pick up the phone, give us a quick phone call. Sometimes it's easier for us to visit with you for 10 or 15 minutes on the phone than it is to email back and forth 50 times. Better for us, better for you. Again, look forward to your contact. Captain Patrick out.